Hey y'all, crawfish season is coming to an end this year, but I have time to host one more boil. So today I've pulled out my Texas Star Outdoors crawfish cooker, and we're gonna cook us our last sack of crawfish for the season. I've partnered with Louisiana Fish Fry, and we're gonna season up these crawfish to perfection. So let's go get everything together and get to cooking.
The first step was acquiring some crawfish. I ran over to my favorite crawfish restaurant in Crosby, Texas, which is called Critter Runners. If you're in the Houston area, check them out. They're open all year round. All right, y'all, we just stopped over here at Critter Runners, and they were my lifesaver. They got me a sack of crawfish, so we can have our boil today. Ooh, I am so excited. My crawfish was acquired, and it was time to get all my ingredients ready for the boil. I began by slicing some lemons and onions in half, along with cutting the tops off of some garlic bulbs. I also rinsed my red potatoes and my white mushrooms, and then I used some andouille sausage and sliced that into little bite-sized pieces. Got it all ready, and it's time to cook.
For my boil today, I'm going to be using these Louisiana Fish Fry seasonings. I'm using the original crawfish seasoning. Now, I would love to use the Cajun Fire, but I've got some spice sissies coming over to eat, so we're going to use the original today. I'll also be using some of the liquid boil in my recipe. This is the concentrated shrimp and crab boil, along with some of the boil boosters. There's the herbal overload and the zesty citrus, just to give the boil a little bit of a boost. All right, y'all, I've got everything prepped and ready to go, so I think it's time to fire up the cooker and get to cooking. Let's open up the cooker and get it filled with water. Cooker filled up with water, and it's time to get to seasoning. I'm going to start out with this 4.5-pound bag of the Louisiana Fish Fry crawfish boil seasoning. I almost forgot, I need to flip this over before we season the water. I'm going to add in this whole bag, but don't tell anyone. I'm going to add a little bit of the Cajun Fire too, just for a little bit more heat. Just add in the whole bag. And a little Cajun Fire too. I'm going to stir this around and make sure all of that seasoning starts getting dissolved into the water before I pull the tray down and add the rest of everything. Now that I got the seasoning dissolved, let's add our basket back in. First thing that's going in is some sliced lemons. I bought a bag, sliced them all in half. Let's throw them in. Lemons. The next thing going in is my sliced onions. Up next is my sliced garlic. And lastly, about 6 pounds of red potatoes.
Time to turn on the propane and get her fired up.
Purge our crawfish. I'm going to be using this crawfish washer because this thing makes it so easy to wash a full sack. I've got my sack of crawfish, and we're going to dump it right into our crawfish washer. Y'all, just look at how dirty and nasty this water is looking. We're letting this crawfish washer fill up, and we're basically going to let this run and clean the crawfish until this water is running nice and clear. Now that it's filled all the way up, you unscrew this, and the water pours out, and it cycles the water through, and it's going to clean those mud bugs. I'm going to stir them around just a little bit. A few minutes of this running water, as you can see, the water is cleared up. There's no debris floating. Our mud bugs are clean and ready for the boil. This has been boiling for about 10 minutes, so I'm going to give it a stir, and we're going to add a couple more things before the crawfish go in. I'm going to go ahead and add in my 2 boil boosters, the zesty citrus in the herbal overload. And now I'm adding in half of this concentrated crawfish boil. Let's stir in all of those seasonings. Get that water ready for our mud bugs. All right, and now I have some sliced andouille sausage that I'm throwing in. Woo, it's hot. We're back at a rolling boil, so it's time to add the mud bugs. And then we'll cut the fire. Look at that boil. That's what we want. We're gonna keep it this way for 3 minutes. We just killed the fire after broiling these crawfish for 3 minutes, and now it's time to let them soak in all that flavor. I'm gonna throw in some frozen corn and get that going. This will help cool down the water, which helps those crawfish absorb that seasoning. Next, I'm gonna add some mushrooms. Let's stir this all together. Ooh, I cannot wait to eat these crawfish. They look so good. All right. Now we're gonna close the lid up and let these puppies do their thing for about 30 minutes and soak up all that flavor. These crawfish have been soaking for 30 minutes, and let's dump them out. Crawfish are ready. We got them in the cooler. Ooh, they look so good. I just cannot wait to dig in. And just like that, y'all, our crawfish boil is ready for everyone to dig in. These mud bugs are tasty and delicious thanks to the seasoning from Louisiana Fish Fry. I'm about to load this cooler up and take it over to my parents, and we're gonna have us a crawfish feast for dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed this crawfish video. Be sure to click the follow or subscribe button below and join me for some more amazing cooks. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye, y'all.